Hey guys, Lily, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be drawing this yin yang koi fish over a red moon. We're going to start out by turning on our canvas and making the grid size as big as we can. And then we're going to use our select tool and make an ellipses in the center and fill it with a light pink. Once we get that centered, we're going to turn off our select tool and make a new layer. In that layer, we're going to grab our pencil. I'm going to use the Procreate pencil in red, and we're going to go and turn on our symmetry. But make sure you hit the rotational button whenever you select on your options. And then we're going to start getting the guide out for our fish. As you can see here, whenever you have rotational symmetry turned on, it does good for giving you a symmetrical drawing, but without the exact mirroring effect that normal symmetry gives you. So just start working it on the guide. You can go outside of the circle. That's what I'm doing because I'm going for more of a 3D effect later on in the end. So just work on getting that drawing guide in. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine if you're following along. Just map out a koi however you think they look like, or you can use a reference. With me, I'm going based off of my mind. I didn't really look up any reference photos. Mainly just doing a different kind of painting to the one I did recently, which I will pop in a picture of right here. Now, whenever I did that picture, I was inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender, Tweet, and Law, because those episodes in book 1 are some of my favorite episodes. And I did that back in, I want to say, August. So I just decided to do kind of an updated version of it, but without the Chinese writing. So this is my updated Tweet and Law, I guess you could say. Another inspiration for this drawing was the waterfall legend of the koi fish. That legend is actually the koi fish's claim to fame, and it goes as a huge school of golden koi was swimming upstream the Yellow River in China. Gaining strength by fighting against the current, the school glimmered as they swam together through the river. When they reached a waterfall at the end of the river, many of the koi turned back, letting the flow of the river carry them away. The remaining koi refused to give up, leaping from the depths of the river. They attempted to reach the top of the waterfall to no avail. Their efforts caught the attention of local demons, who mocked their efforts and heightened the waterfall out of malice. After 100 years of jumping, one koi finally reached the top of the waterfall, known as the Dragon's Gate. The gods recognized the koi for its perseverance and determination, and turned it into a golden dragon, the image of power and strength. And if you actually look at the history of koi fish throughout the 200 million something years they've been around, you'll find a lot of interesting facts, especially having to do with how their colors correlate to different things. Like the black and white koi fish is one of the most powerful ones that stand for the significant life transformations and rebirth, while a white koi fish is a symbol of success in one's career, and it can also represent the son of a household. The blue koi fish is often associated with masculinity and fertility. A symbol for the son of a family, the blue koi also means peace, serenity, and calmness. Black koi is associated with successfully overcoming an obstacle, and symbol of masculinity in Japan represents the father. It often recognizes a successful battle through struggle in one's life. The gold, yellow, and orange koi fish stand for wealth, prosperity, and fortune. The red koi fish symbolizes the female figure in a family. Red koi have some different meanings. It may be a symbol of intense love, motherhood, power, strength, or bravery. The pink koi represents the daughter as well as femininity. In feng shui, the koi is tied to the yin yang symbol. In fact, the black and white teardrops of the yin yang symbol are said to be representations of two koi, one male and one female. The eye of each teardrop is symbolic of the constant watchful eye of the koi. This pairing of fish is often seen outside the context of yin yang symbol as well. For example, a pair of koi is often used as a good luck symbol for a happy marriage. koi in general is synonymous with harmony and happiness. The two yin-yang koi complete each other and create a perfect balance of the negative and positive energies of chi energy, which is the force of all things on earth. Now the line art here does go on for a bit, so I'm going to put a timestamp in the description if you just want to click straight over to the coloring process. But I'm going to head out and I'll be right back as soon as we start the coloring process. Now for coloring, we're going to color drop our colors onto different layers. The body will be a different layer, the fins will be a different layer, and the spots will be a different layer. Everything gets its own layer. It'll come in really handy later when we go to add in our texture to just go ahead and have everything on its own separate layer. Don't forget with color drop, sometimes you have to go into like the really small corners and crevices with your pen tool just to make sure you get everything. I cut most of that out for time's sake, but just make sure you don't forget to do that. And also during this time you can go through and correct any mistakes that you may have made in your line art. You can probably already tell from the pictures I showed you that we are going for yin and yang. So one fish will be black and white and the other is going to be the exact same but switch the colors. So white and black. Same thing for this fish. Everything gets its own layer. The spots, the fins, the body, everything own layer. Now for this one, I made a little mistake. I didn't double tap to get my true white, so it turned out pale pink. I didn't realize that till later, but I do go back and fix it. It's going to be kind of annoying for a bit, but it'll be fine. But next we're going to select the body layer of our black fish, and we're going to pick a gray. And we're going to use the noise brush because that's my favorite thing to use. And we're going to go in on the sides and try and get that gray in. I want it kind of subtle but kind of not. So we're just going to go over it multiple times till we get what we want. And now I'm going to get kind of a bluish gray just to add in a slight bit of color into it. And we're still going to go around the edges and some in the center around the big spot. Next we're going to select our fin and we're going to go in with a gray tone in the noise brush, and we're going to add in some shadow and texture on the big fin on his back. Using a lighter gray at the top, darker gray at the bottom, usually the way it goes with shadows. And we're going to do that, and on the new layer I'm going to take my technical pen and I'm going to add some lines to the fin, give it some more definition. Next, we're going to use the select tool to select our fins. We're going to go back to our noise brush and a gray, and we're going to add in some shadows around the fish where the fin connects to the body and all over the side fins. And then we're going to go down to the tail, add it close to the body and on the edges. And then using a lighter gray, you're going to go all in on the inside. Then we're going to select a white with our noise brush, and we're going to go in and add where the highlights would be on the fin, which is on the side opposite the shadows, which we'll add in a little bit. So just add those white noise strokes in where the folds would lift up. We're going to go down and do the exact same thing on the tail fin as well. Just however you want them to look. It's totally up to you. You could do it the opposite sides of me. I just do it however it looks best. Same with what you would do. Next, we're going to use our select tool in the freehand, and we're going to go up and draw a line right along the lines on the fin, and using a dark gray with the noise brush, we're going to brush in our shadows. You can do this for every line on every fin. Give it some more definition, make sure you use a dark gray but not a complete black, as dark as you want it. Okay, and after we do that, we're going to select the layer for our spots, and we're going to go in with the dark gray and the noise brush. Make sure you add a lot of dark gray where the fin overlaps those spots to give it more shadow. And then for the rest of the spots, we're just going to add in a light dusting of gray. And then for the big spot on his head, we're going to go in dark gray from the outer to the inner. Then we're going to pick a white and go from in to out to lighten it up some, give it more of a slight gradient effect. For the white and black fish on the fins, we're going to select those and go in with a light gray, pretty much exactly like we did on the other one, except for lighter instead of darker. Now for the white fish, we're going to make a new layer above our line art layer and select white, and we're going to go over our black lines with the white color, because it is after all an opposite of the other one. So whereas the other one has black lines on their fins, this one will have white. With this one, you're going to take almost a pure white and you're going to add in the little gleams where the fins rise up, just like we did with the one on the other side. And you're going to add that on each fin and even the tail. And then like we did with the other one, we're going to take our select tool and go around the line that we drew on the fin, and we're going to use our dark black and color in where the shadows would go. You're using dark black this time because we lighten the whole fin up, but we're still keeping it black looking. So once you go around all those, you're going to do both of the side fins and the tail the exact same way. Then we're going to select our back fin and we're going to do a darker gray closer to the fish's body and a lighter gray on top of the fish's body. We're also going to go in with our technical pen and we're going to draw the fin marks along there as well, just like we did with the other fish whenever we did it in black, except for this time it's going to be in white. You're going to add that same light gray to the spots all over his body too. Do it sort of diluted like we did with the other one. You're also going to take that black and lower the size of your tool and do it really dark around where the fin overlaps the spots. And on his head, we're going to go in with the light gray to the center, and then we're going to take a lighter gray in the center and the black along the edge. Give that another gradient. Next, we're going to select the fish's white body, and with a light gray in our noise brush, we're going to go all around the fish's white body, giving it some more definition and texture. Now that we've finished the coloring for our fish, on our pink circle we're going to select that and we're going to use the noise brush to take slightly darker reds all around the outside and move it into the center. You can use a combination of darker pinks and darker reds to get your desired look, or you could change the color completely and do whatever background you want. I personally thought of doing blue, but in the end I thought the red looked better. Just make it slightly darker with each pass that you go around until you get the desired effect that you want. Here I am stamping in my logo at the bottom of the picture. I do this so when I post my works online they won't be easily copied. And then I merge my fish layers together. I'm going to duplicate them, and on the bottom layer I'm going to fill everything in with black as I can make it, as black as I want it, just black, 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 black. Make sure you make it as dark as you can. It may seem a little weird that we went through all that coloring just to cover it up with black in the end, but here's how we're going to give it a really cool 3D effect. So on the same layer you're going to go to adjustments and hit Gaussian blur, and you're going to slide that out until you get the size of the shadow you want for that really nice 3D effect. And there you have it, your finished drawing. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment down below. If you followed along with this video, tag me in social media to let me see how you did. You can find all my social medias in the description box and here on screen right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll see y'all later.